Oh, I'm excited for this one. I've got 3 legendary knife steels in my hand right now. I've got S90V, Vanax, and MagnaCut. I've also got a brand new macro lens for my camera. Check this out, my client, he wants 17 degrees on all 3 of these. He wants a razor edge reset, so to speak. So I say, you know what? Why don't we do something cool? We're obviously gonna do some sharpness comparisons. I'll document and notate my overall experience with each steel as we go from one progression to the next. But why don't we take this new macro lens and let's see what we can see. What differences are there on the bevels when we're done grinding? This is gonna be a fun one. All right, let's grind. Oh yeah, this one needs some work. Come on. Jeez. $281. I'm gonna have to shoot you guys straight on this one. This video is not nearly anywhere near what I had hoped or imagined it would be. My customer sent me in really nice knives from his collection. I always ask if I can film with them. In this case, he said absolutely. He wanted a video. So next question, what do? I just invested in a new macro lens, so we can start doing some ultra close-ups of the apex and hopefully get a better understanding of what's going on throughout each step. So that's what we had agreed to do, was take photos of each progression, macro photos prior to cutting or grinding, macro photos after grit 200. Well, I learned real quick, macro photography and videography, it takes a lot of skill and talent that I don't have yet. I won't get into the weeds on it too much, but I have a lot to learn and we're gonna learn quickly. Here's a shot of MagnaCut before we did anything to it. This is as it arrived from the customer. Now, when you look at what I'm grinding right now from the naked eye, it almost looks like a nice little mirrored polish, but that's the light. That's just the light reflecting and creating that illusion. Once you get in close, it's a whole different story. I'm super excited because this is the next chapter for my videos and for my business. I'm gonna be able to see edges in a way I've never been able to see them before. I'm really looking forward to doing some macro photography with factory edges. In fact, I have some MagnaCut right now, a couple different blades, in fact, that we can look at soon. Here we are, this is a S90V. That's a factory grind, but it does have some use, as you can see. I was able to capture a chip right there. But let me tell you, the light is so important on macro photography, and that's what I need to learn first, because you can have 2 different photos of the same blade, same spot, but if the camera light's a little different, they look like completely different photos altogether. And you'll see this at the end of my video here. At this point in the grind on this S90V, I've already apexed, but you can see there's some remnants there of the previous grind. So I'm thinking, should I keep going to overtake those? I did a couple more passes and realized, you know what, it's not worth removing all that extra steel just to hide that. We'll get that on the next time around. Quiet Carry and Vanax, boy, they crush it. I know I say it all the time, but the comfort of this thing is incredible. Vanax grinding, you get very little feedback. Feels like sharpening ice. All right, we've apexed everything. Time to step up to grit 800 CBN wheel on the Tormek T8. And this is where things get quite interesting. You'll see these 2 photos here. The first one, this is the factory grind. The second one, this is after I did grit 200. Look at the difference in the color. That's just the lighting. Little subtle change in the lighting, looks like a completely different blade. So looking forward to figuring out how to get better at that. The bug out was the blade where there was a little bit of factory scratch still on the shoulder of the bevel. You can see it there on the left side. But I just couldn't justify taking off that much extra steel just to get rid of it. I mean, it'll come out on the next sharpening. But it's cool, we get to see these little details like this that I couldn't see before. And hey, since you're here watching this, what would you do with the macro lens? What are some different creative, unique shots we can take with it? Let me know in the comment section. And if there's anything else that you've never seen in a sharpening video that you'd love to see, let me know. At the very end of the video, you'll see some side-by-sides before and afters of these blades. And what's kind of cool, while I was going through some of these photos, you could actually see diamond particles that got stuck on the bevel. Never seen that before. All right, Benjamin. $107. Vanax is the one I'm worried about. Wow. Okay. And MagnaCut. Just a couple days ago, I got MagnaCut to 85. Same process. I'll take it. Before we dive in, we're doing a giveaway. The KFMK KSAG 5. This is an angle guide that was designed by sharpeners and built by KFMK. This could be yours. All you got to do is comment below. Hopefully you'll comment about this compare and contrast with the before and after photos. After that, join the Sharpeners Discord. I'll have a link in the pinned comment below. Once you're in there, you got to DM me your username from YouTube. That way, in a couple days when I do the drawing, it's at the end of this month. If you win, boom, I can contact you. I know where to mail it. All right, let's take a close look at these before and after photos. And again, let's do some critical thinking. What can I do with this lens? What can we explore? What do we do with it next? All right, enjoy.